Okay, this is on the family search site, right? If you look where my...
Not seeing your
my
screen yet.
You're not seeing my screen yet. Oh, sorry. Okay, are you seeing my screen now?
Yep. Yes.
Okay. All right. If you notice up at the top, it says family search, family tree. That family tree takes you to the big shared where you can find good stuff, but you have to be careful because some of it is wishful thinking. Okay. Then you go to search, and on search there's a drop down. And down at the bottom of the drop down it says the research wiki. Okay? And the page I'm showing you is the research wiki. Over on the left-hand side, it gives you a bunch of links for getting started. Volunteer helpers, tools. And then there's also, you can pick from the map, you can pick where you want to research. You want to research in Europe. Let's say we want Europe. And it comes up, these are the countries they have information about. Somebody pick one, anyone. Which one would you like to look at?
Germany.
What?
Germany.
Germany? Okay, Germany.
Sure.
So I'm picking Germany. Country information. They have a guide to ancestry, history, etc. Country information, vibrant country, etc. Over here on the right-hand side, you can see German research topics. They show you the flag, strategies, record finder, finding place of origin. German word list. This is extremely handy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Let me here's the German word list. Go down here. It tells you language characteristics. It tells you how you can type the funny letters. It tells you how you do the spell. And then they have a keyword list. Birth. Is Geburts registered, born in, okay. Burial. Is beer dung.
Wow.
Didn't even say that one. My tongue's not working. Got it. Beer. That looked like beer dung, but that's not. Couldn't get my tongue not to say it differently. Child is kind or kinder. Christening is toffen, toft, and all of those. So there, if you have to look at German records, you grab this list. You read the record, you can read most of the record. It also tells you what the different months are, what the different days of the week are, how you tell time, what symbols are used, numbers, and types of farmers. So all those different things where when you're seeing the occupations, here's a list that'll tell you all the different types of farmer occupations they have. General word list. And again, Abdecker is a skinner, Abend is evening, communicant, in the evening. Deceased, a man retired on life estate. Whatever you might want to happen. So that is your word list. They do a word list for every country they've got listed there. They've also got things here, as you can see, help reading old German script. I'm going to go back to Germany again, the main Germany page. I went back too far. So there's also things like Germany Online Genealogy Records. Those are ones that they actually have online. And German States Online. They have references to other places. They do this for every country. They tell you what the different record types are, what they look like, what you can find in them. So if you have a country you want to start researching, this is the place to start. Because it just tells you everything you need to know. I mean, somebody was saying something. Was somebody asking about Ireland?
Right.
I think. Let's go back to that. There we go. We want Ireland. Okay,
Public of.
Ireland. Again, historic Ireland, pre-1922, Wiki topics and records, all the ones they have. If you want to know about pre-1922, and then there's separately they do Northern Ireland topics. So let's see what we have. There's one about the nobility in historic Ireland. And it gives you a spread about that and books that you can use and pedigrees or other where that can be found. Get the idea?
Yes.
So if you want to find stuff in a new area to you, this is the place to start. There are other sites, but rather than saying, do you know a good site for, this one will get you started. And if you get through everything that they cover, then you want to go to the more specialist ones. But they got a real good start for you. Church records for Ireland. Full wiki articles are available on records for each of these churches. The Church of Ireland records, the Ireland Catholic Church records, the Ireland Methodist Church records, when they began, and other religions like the Huguenots, how to access the records. They even tell you the most important collection of the online records for Ireland are Catholic, and those are indexed at the National Library of Ireland and Ancestry and Find My Past. Roots Ireland has records for all religions. And it tells you whether or not it's a site that you have to pay money for or whether it's free. So I will now stop sharing my any other questions about the family search for finding stuff? Okay, I'm stopping sharing my screen then. Hello.
It's really helpful.
Yeah, that was good.
Mm-hmm. We'll be able to post those
You
separately.
didn't know about all that, huh? You didn't know about all that, huh?
No.
I use those all the time.
And the family search is accessible from home, right?
Yeah.
If I'm
Yeah,
spoiled to be in the library, I can look things up, and sometimes I forget that I can only see them here.
On family search, they have little cameras when there's an image of something, okay? And what it amounts to is, if it's a plain little camera, you can see it from home. But if it's the extra big boxy camera, you have to use that machine that's in the back room. Because that's only available for. You have to come into the library for using that one.
That makes sense.
Because that's only. Oh.
No,
What it is,
good.
those images are the ones that they've shared with Ancestry or with Find My Past or with somebody else. There are different stipulations on them, so they can't throw them open. Family search, basic philosophy is all records should be open to all people. But when they've made a deal on some of them, one of the reasons, and I have a bunch of those films that I brought up with me from Indiana.
Right.
A bunch of those were ones that were restricted access, especially a couple of the German ones that were restricted. You could not use them if you were over in Europe. And we got a couple of them for a guy that he came over from Europe to visit a friend in Indiana where we were. And he ordered them to be delivered to our family history center so that he could read them because he could not see them when he was over in Europe.
Crazy.
Yeah. So when they take records from somebody, they write a contract with the people they get the records from. And if the people on the contract say they're only going to be allowed them to be used, all of them can be used by church members. They wouldn't take ones that couldn't be. But some people say it can only be church members, and then those are the restricted.
I have one more question. When they show
Mhm.
maps for the different countries, do those maps change accordingly to their boundary lines when they were overtaken? I know I'm somewhat Bohemian, and some of the times I've looked in, it looks like it's Germany or it's part of Czech. So I'm just wondering if the boundary lines actually change.
If you would go to look for historical Bohemian maps and see what you'll probably end up with a thing of what was Bohemia in different years then.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, I'm got some Bohemian too that, and you have to look at the historical maps to get the right time period.
Okay.
The biggest area that has the most fun is probably people that are stuck in the Alsace-Lorraine area. Because that area, especially around the time of Napoleon, changing whether it was German or French every couple years. I had a friend who was tracing her family through the records, the sort of city registers and things, and they disappear for three or 4 years at a time, and that would because it would become because the town had been ceded to the other country, and so they changed the name to a different name so that they were the right type of name. And then when they came back, yeah, it gets a little hairy in some of those places.
Mm.
But yeah, I would say I always start at Family Search. Number one, it's free. Number two, it has more records than anybody else. Because if you look at Ancestry, over half of the records that they've transcribed, that they have transcriptions for, are not owned by Ancestry. At the bottom, it says from the Family History Library, film such and such.
Yeah.
So I started the Family History Library because that's where over half of the films that Ancestry and Find My Past and the others are all using. And they have so many help things. It's absolutely wonderful these days. So
Good.
that's,
Thank you.
that's kind of the way it goes. Okay. Any other questions about Family Search from anybody?
Good.
Good. Okay then. Take it, Nancy. It's yours. I'm done.